Terra's heart has been extinguished, smothered by the darkness within him!
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
Oh, Sephiroth, the one-winged angel and main villain of Final Fantasy VII. Ever since the first game, he has been loved by almost every Kingdom Hearts fan because of his extremely hard optional battles. These are infamous for being challenging, but fair, and I love them both. The question is, which one is better, the Kingdom Hearts version or the Kingdom Hearts 2 version? They are very similar since Sephiroth uses the same attacks, but they are also different because of the combat systems in each game. But at the end I decided to put the Kingdom Hearts version on this list. Why? Well, isn't it obvious? The battle is way more challenging and satisfying in this game, that instantly makes it superior.
Objection!
What was that?
Hold on there, Obsidious fan. I have to disagree.
Daniel, what are you doing here? What do you mean?
It's true, the Kingdom Hearts battle against Sephiroth is way harder, but the Kingdom Hearts 2 version is way better.
Oh, come on! That's bullshit, what would you know?
Well, think about it. Sephi at least has a backstory in Kingdom Hearts 2, and the combat system is way more fluid and fun, and everything is just put together better in Kingdom Hearts 2.
But it's harder.
Like always, I am right, and you know it, Julian.
Oh, screw you!
Now I will take over your countdown and do it better than you!
Phew! Now that we got her out of the way, I must admit it, both versions of Sephiroth's boss battle deserve to share this spot. Like I said before, the first one is way more challenging because of that game's gameplay, and I must admit he really shocked most gamers when they first discovered him. Sephi has a lot of tricky moves he can pull off, like the epic Omni Slash, the pain in the ass that is Descent Heartless Angel, and the always epic Supernova. Like the fight against Ansem, you will need to master all of your skills and reflexes in order to beat him, but at the end, it all feels extremely satisfying. On the other hand, the KH2 battle is similar but also different. In the first game, Sephiroth was pretty much a big lead alligator moment, but in the second one he has an established place in the storyline, and that added a great factor of build-up. The fight itself is very hard. Sephi pretty much uses the same moves he used back in Kingdom Hearts, but now you will have to find different ways of avoiding his moves, because of the different style of gameplay. Also, the more fluid and fun combat compensates it even if it's easier. I just wonder where the fuck did Donald and Goofy go during this battle? At the end of the day, both Sephiroth battles have many similarities that they deserve to share this spot. Even if the first one is harder while the second one is more entertaining, they both are challenging, satisfying and iconic for the entire video game industry. And I hope he comes back in another amazing fight for Kingdom Hearts 3. Good job, Sephi. Good job.
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
Simply amazing, Roxas.
Axel.
You really do remember me this time. I'm so flattered! But you're too late!
To be honest, I originally didn't care for the friendship between Axel and Roxas when I first played Kingdom Hearts 2. It was really hard for me to feel something for two characters I just met. However, once I finished playing 358 over 2 days, I realized how deep their relationship it was, and that the story of the Roxas prologue was very emotional. Axel just wanted to get his best friend back, but Roxas couldn't remember anything. When he realized that he couldn't convince him with words, he decided to use violence, and that led up to an amazing boss battle. Axel himself is an epic character, one of my favorites as a matter of fact, and he uses his firepower and chakrams in battle. That made him really interesting to face. Roxas, because of Kin absorbing Xion, will use two Keyblades at the same time. When I first played this boss, I was astonished to see this new ability. Being able to use both Oblivion and Oathkeeper makes this fight very entertaining and satisfying. The reaction command activated during this battle is also very epic and made everything even more cinematic. Trust me, it's even on my intro. And let's not forget the music. The 13th Struggle, which used to be the main Organization 13 battle theme in Chain of Memories, but now it is Axel's theme, and it perfectly captures his personality and the struggle of wanting to get his best friend back. Now the duel between Axel and Roxas would be a lot higher, maybe even number 1, if it wasn't for one big flaw. Since it happens at the very beginning of the game, this fight is very easy and very short. But if you can get past that, Axel is a magnificent boss. The character itself is very likable, the music is epic, the gameplay was improved with the inclusion of 2 keyblades, and the emotional impact it has is extremely interesting and iconic for the series. I just love this battle. Got it memorized?
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
Marluxia.
Oh, look at that guy with pink hair and flower petals. He's the main villain. He looks so gay. Oh, he's gay, you suck.
6 hours later.
Okay,
You would
that is
knowingly
badass.
shackle your heart with a chain of memories born of lies? You would be one who has a heart, yet cast aside your heart's freedom?
I think I just grabbed my pants.
You turn from the truth because your heart is weak. You will never defeat me!
Mommy! But don't let his looks fool you, because Marluxia is a fucking amazing character. Rank 11 in the Organization 13, Marluxia is the main antagonist of Chain of Memories. He and Larxene wanted to betray Semnas and take over the organization, which led up to the main plot of the game. The graceful assassin is one of the most badass villains in the series. He's calm, arrogant, vain, and nothing will stop him from reaching his goals, and we love him for that. But when Sora, Riku Replica, Donald, and Goofy saved Naminé from his evil claws, Marley realizes that the best way to win was using brute force. He then summons his badass pink scythe, and the first phase of an amazing final battle begins. To be honest, most organization battles in Chain of Memories were kind of annoying, since most of them constantly spam slates that are difficult to avoid just to fuck around with you. But Marley is different. He stays there, waiting for you to attack, and when he does, his slates are not that hard to avoid. This first phase is very challenging but incredibly fair and entertaining. But when you defeat him, you find the truth. That was just an illusion.
Dun dun dun!
The real Marluxia summons a giant nobody named Spectre, and the second phase begins. Like the first one, he knows how to make a battle fair by not spamming slates. Sora will have to destroy the scythe hands of the monsters in order to proceed and attacks his face. Similar to the first part of the battle, his attacks are interesting but easy to dodge, the challenge is fair, and the concept itself is just very epic. But just when you thought you already defeated Marluxia, his Spectre evolves, and the third phase begins. This is definitely the best out of the three. Similar to Section, Marluxia makes a good use of the card battle system of the game, since he can use some tricky techniques like blowing your deck off you and drop it in the floor, or using Doom, an attack that can only be nullified by having enough cards. Once you manage to avoid his strategies, you can kick Marluxia's petally ass, and it all feels so satisfying. And let's not forget about the 3 epic music tracks that sound during each phase: Graceful Assassin, Scythe of Petals, and Lord of the Castle. The 3 songs make up for a perfect atmosphere of epicness. Overall, Marluxia has one of the best battles, and with good reasons. The character itself is a very likable villain, the design of everything has a lot of effort behind it, the challenge is fair, it makes a good use of the combat system, and everything is just beyond entertaining and memorable. So, if you dare to say that Marley is gay because of his hair and his attribute, remember, he can kill you if he wants to.
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
One of the best features of Kingdom Hearts 2 was the ability to play as King Mickey. That's right, if you die against a challenging boss, you get another chance to play as the king, who can attack the boss and even revive Sora. The problem is that Kingdom Hearts 2 is not a very hard game, so you couldn't play too much as him. However, there is one boss battle in which almost everyone discovered this new feature: Soldin, the Whirlwind Lancer and rank 3 at the Organization 13. Really, how many of you lost against him and had to be saved by Mickey? Come on guys, be honest. There you go, Saldin is infamous for being the hardest storyline boss in the entire game. But before we go on the battle itself, let's talk about the character. Saldin is a very interesting member of the organization. His mission was to transform the beast into a heartless and a nobody, to the point he kidnapped Belle and stole his magic rose. But when Sora, Donald and Goofy helped the beast to control his darkness, they faced Saldin outside of the beast's castle, and the battle is devastating. He will summon 6 lances and will use them to control the wind. Like I said before, this fight can be extremely challenging, since Saldin will constantly spin his weapons in different ways in order to hit Sora and his friends. Heck, he can even make a hydra with his lances. The best way to defeat this motherfucker is avoiding his air attacks and learn the move jump via reaction command. Once you do this, then Sora will jump over Saldin similar to the dragoons in Final Fantasy. You can deal a lot of damage to him this way, and it will make the battle a lot easier. But once you run out of jumps, get ready to get your ass kicked again. Trust me, you will die a lot, and everyone's favorite mouse will have to save you a couple of times. In conclusion, Saldin is one of my favorite bosses of all time. The character himself had interesting motivations, he uses a lot of badass and stylish attacks, the challenge is incredibly high in comparison to the rest of the game, and everything is just very well put together in a boss battle you will never forget. Saldin, you're a truly badass nobody, and we will never forget you and your services to the organization.
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
Oh, Riku, you may not be my favorite in the series, but you did have some of the best character development in all of Kingdom Hearts. Riku, pretty much like Xehanort, was tired of living in an island that couldn't reach other worlds. He was best friends with Sora and Kairi, and he maintained a close bond with them. However, the darkness inside him couldn't resist, and he left his entire homeworld to be swallowed by the dark. During the rest of Kingdom Hearts, he made an alliance with Maleficent in order to get Kairi back, and he confronted Sora several times. Near the end of the game, we discovered that Riku was being manipulated by the incomplete form of Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, who wanted Kairi and the other princesses of Heart in order to forge the Keyblade that opens people's hearts. He finally gives his body, so the evil Heartless possesses him. When the new fusion between Riku and Ansem was about to free Kairi's heart, Sora arrived to the place. The evil hybrid gets rid of Sora's friends, and a one-on-one battle begins. That's right, the number 3 spot is for the famous fight between Riku, Ansem and Sora. I've just told you how relevant to the story this boss battle is, but think about it for a minute. Your best friend of all time was possessed by a dark entity, and now it's your mission to defeat him. You both have similar abilities and powers, and this won't be easy for you. This is a battle of equal rivals, similar to Rondas or Virgil, and the emotional impact is all over the place. When it comes to gameplay, Riku Ansem is one of the hardest bosses in the whole franchise. On my first playthrough of Kingdom Hearts, I kept trying this boss fight for 2 days. Yeah, I suck at video games. Don't laugh at me. Trust me, if you're not good at this game, you will end up very frustrated. But if you manage to master your abilities, you will sure enjoy a fair challenge with lots of intense moments. Another reason Riku Ansem is so high is because of the cutscene after it, Sora's sacrifice. When he discovers Kairi's heart was sealed inside him, Sora uses the Keyblade of Hearts to transform himself into a Heartless and free her. This is not only very emotional, but it's also very iconic for the entire series. But there is one huge flaw with this boss battle, and it shares it with the rest of the game. If you die, you will have to watch that fucking cutscene over and over and over and over and over and over. Oh, screw it guys, he's not going to stop. Let's just say that this is one of the best boss battle ever, and it's just perfect. So let's move on.
My name is Master Aqua. Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price!
Imagine if you discover that your existence is just a lie. Imagine if you discover that you are just a failed replica of somebody else. Imagine if somebody very important for a lot of people will not come back because of you. Imagine if you want to escape from everything, but you can't leave your best friends back. Imagine that you die and nobody remembers you. Feels terrible, isn't it? Well, that's how Xion feels. No surprise here, the final boss battle of Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days is number 2. Xion herself was just a replica of Sora who befriended Roxas while she was on the organization. However, she absorbed some of his memories and abilities, and she started looking like Kairi, because that is Sora's most important memory. When Riku told her the truth, Shion wanted to rejoin with Sora so he could wake up, but Axel kept bringing her back. When Roxas finally escaped the organization, Xemnas reprogrammed her to kill him. If she succeeded, then Shion would become a full Sora and the real one would never wake up. So, Shion and Roxas meet at Twilight Town and an epic fight to the death begins. The final battle against Shion is divided in 4 phases. During the first 3, she takes different forms in several Disney worlds that they visited during the course of the game, specifically Wonderland, Halloween Town, and Agrabah. These 3 phases are not really that hard, but they are really entertaining to play, and they feel like an amazing throwback to the rest of the adventure. But the main reason Shion is so high is because of her 4th phase. She will release all of her power to grow up in size, summoning her armor and 2 Keyblades, and you will have to fight her in the Twilight Town Clock Tower, where they used to share some fun afternoons together. The gameplay during this part is terrific. You will have to avoid a lot of different attacks like Zandaga, Graviga, a rain of light beams, and a giant thunder cannon. The challenge is there, but this boss is far from impossible, and it's actually a very fun battle to experience. The symbolism is all over the place. Think about it, you are fighting to death against your best friend. That is incredibly depressing, and the music makes up for a perfect atmosphere. The song that sounds during the final phase is actually my favorite boss theme of all time. Vector to the Heavens is a remix of some of the most iconic tracks of the series. That is very epic and makes this boss even more emotional. And let's not forget about what happens after this amazing battle. Shion is finally killed by Roxas, and her death is as depressing and emotional as you would expect. Oh, Shion! Keep it up, Obsidious fan, you're a man! You cannot cry! Overall, the final boss of 358 over 2 days is one of the best gaming experiences I've ever lived through. It has a great throwback of the different Disney worlds and songs you saw during the rest of the game. The gameplay is challenging but entertaining at the same time. It's full of symbolism about Roxas and Shion's friendship. The music is atmospheric, the cutscene that it spawns is incredibly sad, and it just means a lot to me. If this list was about my favorite Kingdom Hearts bosses, we would have finished already, but this is about what I think are the best fights, and there is just one boss that can beat Shion. But before we see it, let's go through the honorable mentions and the recap. Yes, you heard me right. Before the recap, let's see the bosses that would have been on this list if I would have played Birth by Sleep, Recoded and Drip Drop Distance.
Enough! Yield!
Yeah, freeze! Take that!
What? Yield!
Come on!
As your flesh bears the sigil, so your name shall be known as that of a recusant.
Yeah, I wish I had played Birth by Sleep, Recoded, Dream Drop Distance and the final mixes. Well, this was a long countdown, so let's recap to refresh your memory. Get ready because we are almost done. Number 15, Shafar. Number 14, the Ground Shaker. Number 13, Sigbar. Number 12, the big-lipped alligator, the Chernabog. Number 11, Section. Number 10, Sykes. Number 9, Kurt Sisa. Number 8, Ansem and the World of Chaos. Number 7, both versions of Sephiroth. Number 6, Roxas vs Axel. Number 5, Marluxia. Number 4, Soldin. Number 3, Riku Ansem. And number 2, Shion.
I will guide you to the depths of darkness.
I am really sorry, guys. Yes, the number 1 spot is exactly what you are thinking of. Now, some people will hate on me for being predictable and unoriginal, while others will hate on the boss itself to the point they may call it overrated. But you know what? Screw it! I truly love this boss battle to death, and I wouldn't be honest with myself if I didn't put it at number 1. Of course, it's obvious that this spot is for the Lich Grave. Haha, no! I'm kidding! Fuck the Lich Grave! Haha, it's Xemnas. Let's be honest, you could predict what the number 1 spot was going to be from the moment you clicked on this video. I know many people said it already, but I am no exception. The final showdown against Xemnas is the best boss battle in the entire franchise. There are several reasons to this, so let me explain. Xemnas is the nobody of Terra Xehanort and the leader of the infamous Organization 13. Similar to Sykes, he's hated for good reasons, and this makes him an excellent villain. Xemnas has no heart, no feelings, so this means he doesn't give a single fuck about the people he hurts. This guy is the main antagonist of 3-5 Day or 2 Days and Kingdom Hearts 2, but his actions are also relevant in Chain of Memories. He's responsible for the creation of the organization and almost everything that happened to Sora, Roxas and their friends in those games. That is very impressive because it is known that our protagonist had to go through a lot of shit, and this nobody was the reason of everything. This means the build-up for the Xemnas fight is huge, and it has been developing over the course of 3 games. After the defeat of the rest of the organization, the artificial Kingdom Hearts is finally completed. Although Ansem the Wise managed to damage it, Xemnas fixed it anyways. After having a simple but fun duel against Sora, the leader enters Kingdom Hearts and our heroes have to follow him in order to stop him. And then, the final showdown begins. So the group enters this artificial Kingdom Hearts and they have to go through different challenges, like slashing giant buildings, destroying huge engines, elevators, and facing Xemnas in his Keyblade armor while he wields the weapons of the defeated organization members in a challenging mini-boss. This first part is actually a very entertaining final level with a lot of fun elements to it, and it's a great way to create more build-up for the final battle. After you defeat Xemnas for the first time, Roxas and Namine will finally reunite with Sora and Kairi, and everyone except him and Riku will return to the Destiny Islands. You heard me right, Sora and Riku are stuck in Kingdom Hearts and the real final battle begins. Xemnas will summon his giant nobody dragon named the World of Nothingness, and our heroes will have to follow and destroy it while flying on a glider. This phase can be annoying at times, but it's great to see some change in the gameplay, and once you get what you're doing, it's really a lot of fun, since the screen is full of action everywhere. And the concept itself is just epic. You're destroying a giant space dragon with your tiny laser ship. Awesome! The second phase is also very unique. Xemnas will use his armor to fight our heroes again. The difference here is that he can blow you off screen into an empty space, while he starts attacking you with his weird building fetish again. Sora will have to avoid every attack by gliding, and will also have to use a badass reaction command in order to break his defenses and damage the nobody again. Rinse and repeat until you are done. Although this second phase can be easy, it's full of original gameplay and some epic moments. Xemnas is really desperate trying to kill both Keyblade wielders, and he throws everything at you, and he even tries to confuse them with messed up speeches. But the reason this boss is at number 1 is because of the final phase. Xemnas will use a sweet zebra coat and he will unleash all of his powers in a magnificent final battle against Sora and Riku. Some of his attacks are incredibly epic, like using his dark thorns for a sweet air combat, his ethereal blades for close combat, tons of electricity, and he will even paralyze Sora, and the only way to stop this is by playing as Riku to save him. That's awesome, unexpected, and so original! Most of his attacks led up to unique and creative ways of avoiding them, to the point he uses one of the most badass finishers ever, a rain of lasers. Remember kids, lasers always make everything better. Once you nullify this final attack and Sora weakens him, you both finally defeat Xemnas and the epic game that is Kingdom Hearts 2 comes to an end. In a similar way to Kefka Palazzo, the final battle against Xemnas has an epic boss theme named The Darkness of the Unknown that changes on each phase. In my opinion, it perfectly reflects Xemnas. The first part feels empty like his heart, the second one feels crazy like his desire for power, and the final one feels like a combination of both feelings, making this one of the most incredible boss tracks in gaming history. In conclusion, the final boss of Kingdom Hearts 2 is, in my opinion, the best Kingdom Hearts boss. Just think about it. The gameplay of the three phases is unique and entertaining but challenging with some incredible combat. The build-up it has really makes you want to finally exterminate Xemnas. The final level right before it is incredibly epic, the music is terrific and iconic, the friendship of Sora and Riku is reflected in the situations they helped each other, and heck, everything is just very well put together in a boss battle you will never be able to take out of your mind. And the ending of this game, in which Sora and Riku fix their friendship and return to the Destiny Islands with Kairi, is incredibly satisfying, and it makes this final boss even more awesome. Xemnas is a nearly perfect boss, and I can't wait to see the final battle of Kingdom Hearts 3, which I am sure will be even better. I am Obsidious fan, and for all of you who are still mad for having an original choice for my number 1, here is a picture of all the fucks I give. Get it? Because he represents nothingness, so I don't have any fucks to give. Yeah, what a dumb ending joke. See you guys later.